Children, let us start the first chapter of the science, that is chemical reactions and equations. Chemical reactions and equation. Here the two important words are there. Chemical reaction. So you know the physical change, chemical change, etc. So what is physical change? Change in color, state, size, etc. are the physical change. But what is chemical change? Chemical change is the complete change in the property of the substance. So when the chemical changes takes place, come to some situations in our daily life. If milk is left at room temperature during summer, what happens? Already you may observe the milk which is kept at or left at room temperature gets spoiled. You can't use that milk. Why? Because the milk is chemically changed its properties. So you can say that chemical changes takes place when milk is left at room temperature during summer. Next you take the second example. An iron tawa, pan, nail, etc. left exposed to humid atmosphere. What happens? They may get rust when they exposed to humid atmosphere. You know that during the rainy season, the nail, pan, tawa of iron gets rust because the chemical changes takes place. You know that rust is a iron oxide that collects on the surface of the iron when it is left exposed to humid atmosphere. Next, grapes gets fermented. This is also one of the chemical change. The complete nature of the grapes changes here. Next, food is cooked. When food is cooked, its original property changes. So chemically it is changed. Next, food gets digested in our body. You know that when food gets digested in our body, it is changed chemically and the food is converted into energy and also carbon dioxide and water. So the original substance is changed into new substance here. And next we respire. Respiration, you know, you are taking oxygen inside and carbon dioxide comes out as a product here. So that is also chemical change. In all these situations, the nature and the identity of the initial substance have somewhat changed. Nature and identity of the initial substance have somewhat changed. Milk changes, iron gets rust, grapes becomes sour and its original property changes. When food is cooked, it also changes its nature and identification, and when food gets digested, completely changes. When respiration also, the new substance will form. We have already learnt about the chemical changes of matter in our previous classes and also about the physical changes. Whenever chemical changes takes place, we can say that chemical reaction has taken place. So what is chemical reaction? The reaction in which complete nature and identity of the initial substance changed and the new substance is formed. new substance is formed. That is chemical reaction. The reaction in which the nature and the identity of the initial substance changed and the new substance is formed is called chemical reaction. Then what is chemical reaction? What is the definition of chemical reaction? Chemical reactions are chemical changes in which reactants transform into products by making or breaking of bonds, between different atoms. Chemical reactions are chemical changes in which reactants transform into products by making or breaking of bonds between different atoms. According to your textbook, you can define chemical reaction is a chemical change in which the nature and identity of the initial substance have changed and new substances are formed. So, according to your textbook, you can define that chemical reaction is a chemical change in which the nature and identity of the initial substance have changed and new substances are formed. In this way, you can define the chemical reaction. How do we come to know that a chemical reaction has taken place? Let us perform some activities to find the answer to these questions. Here, let us burn the magnesium ribbon. You know that when magnesium ribbon is burnt in oxygen, it gets converted into magnesium oxide. You take a magnesium ribbon about 3 to 4 centimeter long. Take a magnesium ribbon about 3 to 4 centimeter long and clean it by rubbing it with a sandpaper. Clean the magnesium ribbon by rubbing it with sandpaper. Hold it with a pair of tongues. This is a pair of tongues. Hold the magnesium ribbon with a pair of tongues. Burn it using a spirit lamp or burner. Burn the magnesium wire with the help of the spirit lamp or burner. Collect the ashes. Collect the ashes in a watch glass. And you know that the magnesium ribbon burns with a dazzling white flame and changes into white powder. Because of this dazzling white flame, you must burn the magnesium ribbon, keeping it away as far as possible, because here it burns with a dazzling white flame. So here the changing the property of the magnesium ribbon is the chemical change. Chemically, the magnesium is changed into the different product, which is here in the form of ash. That ash is nothing but that is the magnesium oxide. So when a magnesium ribbon is burnt in oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. So it is a chemical change. The powder which is formed is magnesium oxide. Here initially it is a magnesium ribbon, and chemically it is changed into magnesium oxide. It is one of the best example for the chemical reaction. Here the chemical reaction takes place between two substances. One is the magnesium and the other one is the oxygen, and these two substances chemically combines. Chemical changes takes place here, and the new substance magnesium oxide is formed. New substance magnesium oxide is formed. That is one of the example. And one more activity you can do here. The second activity you can do here, take a few zinc granules in a conical flask. It is a conical flask. Take some zinc granules in a conical flask or a test tube also. You can take it in the test tube also. Add dilute hydrochloric acid. Dilute hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid, HCl or H2SO4. Add HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, or sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Handle the acid with care here. You must take care while handling the acid and observe what is happening around the zinc granules. What happens here? Zinc granules reacts with sulfuric acid and you will get the zinc sulfate. You will get here zinc sulfate. Touch the conical flask or test tube and what you can observe here, it becomes hot. That is one of the type of chemical reaction. Here the one more product is hydrogen gas. The new substances are zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas are formed. Originally the two substances are here, zinc and sulfuric acid, and the new substances are hydrogen gas and zinc sulfate. In this way, the initial substances are changed into new substances. It is also one of the examples for the chemical reaction. How would you justify that chemical reaction has takes place in the above activities, that is in burning of magnesium ribbon and also by adding sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid to the zinc granules? In the first case, in the burning of magnesium wire, magnesium ribbon or magnesium wire burns in air, gives a powder of magnesium oxide, powder of MgO. So there is a change of state with formation of new substance and heat is also produced here. So it is a chemical change. Chemical reaction has taken place in this change. And also by adding sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, by adding dilute sulfuric acid or dilute hydrochloric acid, zinc granules gives hydrogen gas with evolution of heat. So it is also chemical change, as there is a formation of new substance, also in the change in temperature. Also there is change in temperature. So these two are the chemical changes. These two activities tells about the chemical reaction. In chemical reaction, any one of the following changes takes place. The following observations help us to determine whether a chemical reaction has taken place or not. First one, change in the state, change in color, evaluation of a gas, change in temperature. As we observe the changes around us, we can see that there is a large variety of chemical reactions taking place around us. Let us study about the various types of chemical reactions and their symbols, representations in this chapter. Now let us discuss about the equation for the chemical reaction. Equation for the chemical reaction. In the above examples, in the above chemical reaction, magnesium ribbon is burnt in oxygen. It gets converted to magnesium oxide. And this description of a chemical reaction in a sentence form is quite long. So it becomes long to express the chemical reaction in the sentence form. Then it can be written in a shorter form. In shorter form, you can write like this way. Magnesium reacts with oxygen to give magnesium oxide. Here, the reaction takes place between magnesium and oxygen. So, here plus sign is shown. Plus represent the chemical reaction between magnesium and oxygen. So, this magnesium and oxygen are the reactants, the substance that undergo chemical changes in this reaction are magnesium and oxygen. So they are reactants. They are the reactants. The substance which takes parts in the chemical reaction, which undergo changes in the chemical reactions, are called reactant. And the new substance is formed, that is magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide, that is the product. That is the new substance, that is the product here. In this way, this is the word equation for the reaction between magnesium and oxygen to form the magnesium oxide. And always we are writing the reactant in the LHS side by representing the plus between the reactants, and we will show the arrow mark, and after the arrow mark the product will be shown here. The reactants are written on the left hand side with a plus sign between them, and the products are written on the right hand side with a plus sign. If there are two or more product, you must write the plus sign between the product. But symbolically, you can write by using the symbol of magnesium, that is Mg, and the symbol of oxygen is O2, and arrow mark you put, and the symbol molecular formula of magnesium oxide is MgO. This is the word equation. This is the chemical equation. So difference is here. This chemical equation is a shorter way of representing chemical equations. We can use the chemical formula and also molecular formula and symbol of the elements. Here Mg is the symbol of the element magnesium. O2 is the molecular formula. It is a molecule of the oxygen, and it is a chemical formula of the magnesium oxide. In this way, we can represent the chemical equation more concise manner. That is, chemical equation can be made more concise and useful if we use chemical formulae instead of words. Here, the word magnesium is written as Mg, and the word oxygen is written as O2, and the word magnesium oxide is written as MgO. So it becomes more concise and useful if we use chemical formula instead of words. So chemical equation represents a chemical reaction. It is a chemical equation which represents chemical reaction by using atomic symbol, molecular formula and chemical formula. Then what is chemical equation? What is chemical equation? Chemical equation is a mode of communicating facts in chemical language about a chemical reaction. That is what is chemical equation. It is a mode of communicating facts in chemical language about a chemical reaction. Chemical equation is an expression for given chemical change in terms of symbols or formula of the reactants and products. Reactants and product. See here, this is an example. Mg, that is the symbol of the magnesium is Mg, and O2, that is the molecule of oxygen. MgO is the molecule of magnesium oxide. In this way, chemical equation is an expression for given chemical change in terms of symbols or formulae of the reactants and products. Then what is chemical equation? Chemical equation is an expression for given chemical change in terms of symbols or formula of the reactants and products. You know that reactants and products are having their own symbols and formulae. By using their symbols and formulae, we can write the expression. That expression is called the chemical equation. Then what is chemical equation? It is an expression for given chemical change in terms of symbols or formula of the reactant and products. Now, the chemical equation may be skeletal chemical equation or balanced chemical equation. Then what is skeletal chemical equation? You take one example. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. Count and compare the number of atoms of each element on the left hand side and right hand side. See here, magnesium 1 atom is there. Here also magnesium 1 atom is there. But here oxygen 2 atoms. Here the oxygen is 1 atom. The number of atoms of each element are not same on both the sides. So it is skeletal chemical equation. And when it becomes balanced chemical equation, so equation Mg plus O2 gives MgO. Here you balance it like this way. Now you count the number of atoms on both the side. Here 2 Mg atoms are 2. Here also 2 Mg atoms are 2, and oxygen 2, and 2 oxygen also, here also 2. Now it becomes balanced chemical equation. So if the equation is not balanced, then it is called skeletal chemical equation. Here this equation is not balanced, so it is skeletal chemical equation, and this equation is balanced, so it is balanced chemical equation. In this way, here the skeletal chemical equation can be converted into balanced chemical equation by counting the number of atoms on the LHS and RHS and making equal them. Then what is skeletal chemical equation? In the chemical equation, if the number of each atoms of elements are not same on both the side, then the mass is not same on the both the side of the equation. Such a unbalanced equation is called skeletal chemical equation for a reaction. What is skeletal chemical equation? The number of each atoms of elements are not same on the both the side. Not same on both the side. That is nothing but mass is not same on both the side of the equation, that becomes the unbalanced equation, and it is called skeletal chemical equation. Then what is balanced chemical equation? In the chemical equation, if the number of atoms of each element are same on both the side, then the mass becomes same on both the side of the equation. Such a chemical equation is called balanced chemical equation for a reaction. They are opposite to each other here. In the skeletal chemical equation, the equation is unbalanced. Means the mass on both the side are not same. But in the balanced chemical equation, mass on both the same means number of atoms of each element on both the side are same in the case of balanced chemical equation. You have taken already the example, that is Mg plus O2 MgO. It is skeletal, and Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO, that is 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. It is a balanced, it is skeletal. In this way you can give the example for the skeletal chemical equation, and also for the balanced chemical equation. Skeletal equation is to be balanced. There is a need of balancing the skeletal chemical equation. Why it is? That is according to law of conservation of mass. According to law of conservation of mass, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Thus, during a chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactants and products remains the same. Means, total mass of the substances before the reaction must be equals to the total the mass of the products which formed after the reaction. Therefore, for a complete chemical equation, the number of atoms of various elements on both the sides are made equal. That is, the equation is balanced. Here, according to law of conservation of mass, the mass of the substances before the reaction must be equals to the mass of the substances after the reaction. So, according to that law, we have to balance the given chemical reaction equation. Chemical equation of the given chemical reaction. So, here each chemical equation need to be balanced here. Now, let us practice the method of balancing the chemical equations. So, you write the conservation of mass. According to the law of conservation of mass, no atoms can be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. So, the number of atoms for each element in the reactant side has to balance the number of atoms that are present in the product side. In other words, the total mass of the products formed in a chemical reaction is equals to the total mass of the reactant participated in a chemical reaction. That is the conservation of mass. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. That is the law of conservation of mass. According to that mass, we have to balance the chemical equation. Now let us learn the method of writing the balanced chemical equation step by step. The reaction is, the zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to produce zinc sulfate and hydrogen. That is the chemical reaction here. And this is the word equation. Here first we have to write the word equation. Zinc plus sulfuric acid gives, that with the arrow mark, zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. This is the word equation. After writing the word equation, write the skeletal chemical equation. The above word equation may be represented by the skeletal chemical equation. Zinc is an element. Its symbol is Zn. Sulfuric acid is a compound. Its molecular formula is H2SO4. It is having three elements: hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. And ZnSO4, that is a zinc sulfate. Zinc sulfate is a compound. Its molecular formula is ZnSO4, and this compound is having the three elements Zn, sulfur and oxygen. Hydrogen is an element. It is in the molecular form, so its molecular formula is H2. Now let us examine the number of atoms of different elements on both the sides. See here, zinc. First zinc, one atom is there. Only one atom. And in the product side is also one atom is there. Zinc, number of elements on both the side are same here. Next, hydrogen, 2 atom and 2 atom. In the reactant side 2 atoms are there, and product side also 2 atoms are there. Next, sulfur, in the reactant side 1 atom, in the product side is also 1 atom is there. Oxygen, here oxygen, in the reactant side 4 atoms are there, and in the product side also 4 atoms are there. As the number of atoms of each element are same on both the side, it is balanced chemical equation. No necessity of writing the balanced chemical equation. The chemical equation written as it is, that becomes naturally chemical balance, that is the chemical equation with the balanced. So you can say that is a balanced chemical equation. Now let us take next one. Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2O. In this reaction, here to balance this chemical reaction, first draw boxes around each formula and don't change anything inside the boxes while balancing the equation. Here this is Fe, it is an element, it is a symbol of iron. H2O, it is a molecular formula of water. Fe3O4, ferrous oxide, and H2. Now here there is a count of number of atoms Fe, and in the reactant side 1 atom, and in the product side there are 3 atoms. In the product side there are 3 atoms. And hydrogen, both in reactant side and product side 2 atoms are there. And oxygen, 1 atom. On the product side there are 4 atoms. Reactant side only 1 atom, and the product side there are 4 atoms. Now it is often convenient to start balancing with the compound that contains the maximum number of atoms. You have to start the balancing from the element with maximum number of atoms. So which is the element having maximum number of atoms? That is oxygen. So in that compound, here oxygen, H2O and Fe3O4. Oxygen is there in the H2O and Fe3O4, and here Fe3O4. Fe3O4 is a compound with maximum number of atoms. How many atoms are there? 3 plus 4, 7 atoms are there, and in water 3 atoms are there. So here we have to start balancing with the compound having maximum number of atoms. Compound Fe3O4 is having maximum number of atoms and oxygen is having the maximum number of atoms. So you start with the compound Fe3O4 and start with the oxygen, and in the reactant side, reactant is here H2O, only one atom, and in the product side 4 atom. That is, in hydrogen 1 atom and in Fe3O4 4 atom, and you know that 4 times of 1 is to be done here. To equalize the number of atoms, it must be remembered that we cannot alter the formulae of the compounds or elements involved in the reactant. Here the symbol of the element should not be changed and the molecular formula of the element and compound should not be changed. For example, to balance oxygen atom, we can put coefficient 4. Here this number cannot be changed, but you can write the coefficient. To balance the oxygen atom, we can put coefficient 4. Here you know that here 1 atom is there, so here 4 atom is there, so you can put 4 here, then 4O, oxygen atom 4 it becomes. Here you got 4O, O4. Number of oxygen atoms balanced, but hydrogen atoms are not balanced and Fe are also not balanced. Fe atom is also not balanced. Now you take the hydrogen, and in the reactant side hydrogen becomes 8 and in the product side it is 2. And how you can make equalize here? You know that 2 is there, means 2 4s are 8. 2 4s are 8, so you can put 4 here. Yeah, it becomes 4 and the equation became Fe plus 4H2O, Fe3O4 plus 4H2. But here count the number of Fe, the above equation, and pick up the third element which is not balanced. Oxygen is balanced, 4 atom, and hydrogen balanced, 8 atom. Next you have to balance the iron atom. Iron is here 1 and here it is 3. So how you can balance? If you put 3 as a coefficient for Fe, then naturally here iron is also balanced. Now you count the number of atoms here. Now you verify oxygen becomes 4 on both the side and hydrogen 8 Fe 3. In this way you got balanced equation. Finally, to check the correction of the balanced equation, we count atoms of each element on both the sides of the equation, and we counted here, and the number of atoms of elements on both the sides of the equation are equal. So what is the equation, final equation got here? You got that 3 Fe plus 4 H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Here you got it. This is the balanced up to hydrogen and oxygen. Next, it is balanced for all. That is, you got it 3 Fe, Fe3 and 4H2, 4H2 here and O4, O4. That is the balanced equation you got. And here it is a balanced equation. The number of atoms of elements on both the sides are equal. And this method of balancing chemical equation is called hit and trial method. This method is called hit and trial method. Here we have done the trials to balance the equation by using the smallest whole number coefficient. And also one thing we have to keep in your mind, that we have to write the symbols of the physical stated. And you examine the chemical equation here, that is 3Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. The physical status of the reactants and products are mentioned along with the chemical formula. The gaseous, liquid and aqueous and solid states of the reactions and products are represented by the notations. Fe is a solid, H2O is a liquid, Fe3O4 is also solid, H2 is a gas. So in front of that substance mention the status like this. So you can write 3 Fe, that is yes. Write in short here, that is yes, plus 4H2O, that is liquid, gives Fe3O4, that is also solid, plus 4H2, that is a gas. H2 is a gas. Here it is shown here 3Fe, yes, 4H2O gas, Fe3O4 yes, H2 is a gas. So to make a chemical equation more informative, the physical status of the reactants and products are mentioned along with their chemical formulae. The gaseous, liquid, aqueous and solid states of reactants and products are represented by the notation G, L, aqua and solid. The word aqueous is written if the reactants or products is present as a solution in water. Aqua means here that is a solution in water, and the symbol G is used with the H2O to indicate that in the gaseous state. Here instead of liquid it is shown G. G means that is in the steam form. If the reaction water is used in the form of steam, you can write it as gaseous state. Usually physical status are not included in a chemical equation unless it is necessary to specify them. Sometimes the reaction conditions such as temperature, pressure, catalysts etc. are mentioned. Take the example here. Carbon dioxide gas, water H2, hydrogen is also gas, and the atmospheric pressure is 340. The reaction takes place with an atmospheric pressure of 340. And next you take the photosynthesis reaction. 6CO2, that is aqueous, and plus 12H2O. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, glucose will be produced, C6H12O6, together with oxygen and water. And here they are in the aqueous solution in water, and Here the H2O is liquid. Here also the H2O is liquid. This is the chemical equation for the photosynthesis, and it is a balanced equation. So in this way you can write the balanced equation with the physical status and also by equalizing the number of atoms on the LHS and RHS of the chemical equation. So you note down the symbols for the physical status and others. For solids the symbol is S, for liquids L, for gases G, for aqueous solution AQ, for gas produced in the reaction it is represented by the above arrow mark, and the precipitated formed in the reaction is in the downward arrow mark. For the gas, upward arrow mark. For the precipitate, the downward arrow mark. These are the symbols used in the chemical reaction.